see this beautiful angel behind me. That's Sugar, being my little secretary, my little writing muse. And and we're gonna be hosting a digital writers room today. We're working on the Simpsons spec script. Isn't that right, Sugar? And writing some scenes for it. We've done a lot of the groundwork already. We've created outlines. We've used up our digital whiteboard to see the entire narrative. We went through each beat in Act 1, Act 2, Part 1, Act 2, Part 2, and Act 3. And now we're just filling out the fat and still creating a rough draft, mind you. Whenever we're done with this, we will still be only one draft in, and one draft, that first draft, is going to be our worst version of the story. But with that being said, hope you heard all that because I forgot to bring my mic in close. But with that being said, I'm looking forward to getting to the worst version of the story because to me, the fun is in the rewrites. How do we make things better? That's always the fun part. And most of writing is actually rewriting, not so much the writing. Okay. So, for anybody who pops in, we have some new commands from Stream Elements where you can use some command prompts to get motivation for a new direction for the story. It'll be fun. We have turn, world, who, swerve, secret, which is also really fun. And while the chatters trickle in, I'm going to go ahead and open up our old drafts. I have our Simpsons spec script on our digital whiteboard. Sugar's whining. No, you have to earn it. You have to contribute, so no, not yet. And she's gonna look as sad as possible. Trust me, we can't give in all the time. I say that, and then I'm absolutely going to do that too. We are going to have our free form open. We're going to have our spec script, version 1, rough draft. And that might be all we need right now. Let me go ahead and get that going. Draft, free form. Okay, here's our work. For anybody who is maybe watching this video and you're not joining live, I'm going to catch you up a little bit on what this is about. This particular script, and you'll see me scrolling through this big digital whiteboard in the back. But we have a little log line for this to help summarize the story that we are telling. There it is. We have a log line for every story. Why? Because when we start to go off the rails, we need to be able to have a touchstone, something to come back to and remind ourselves what story we're trying to tell. And in this one, it is Bart invents an anarchistic AI and becomes a multimillionaire, only to find himself fighting against the very data center that powers his wealth and must destroy it before it destroys Springfield. So lots of juicy stuff in there. Should be a pretty propulsive Simpsons episode. Bart has lots to do, lots to learn, and we can actually calibrate by taking a look at the scenes that we have written. What scenes have we written? The ones we were most excited about, the ones that we had an idea for, that we kind of knew how they were going to go. Either they have such a clear trope or are beat out so well that they almost seem to have written themselves. Okay, so we have an opening scene in Springfield Town Square where Bart and Milhouse are sweating in the blistering sun. They walk past Cletus, who is using the boiling public fountain to poach eggs for his family. His kids, Crystal Meth, W, and Birthday, stand in line holding plates. We spucklers like our eggs, like we like our animals. Poached. Ugh, Bart, it's too hot. Let's go inside. Milhouse, you don't get it. Today is the perfect day for pranking. It's too hot for anyone to chase after us. We have this kind of El Barto persona that Bart has canonically, and it's his graffiti artist alias. They tag the school, get yelled at by groundskeeper Willie. They do end up getting chased inside. I can smell a plot hole already. It's okay. This is what rough drafts are for. We have to destroy Lisa's saxophone. We haven't really come up with a good way to do that yet. We just know that it has to happen. Happy to have people pitch ideas. And we have Bart prank calling Mo, only to realize that he's run out of fresh prank names to use, which inspires Milhouse to tempt him to use AI, which gives him something derivative but fresh, and then allows Bart to trick Mo. Lisa comes home sad from not being able to get her saxophone repaired. It distracts Milhouse, and Bart, of course, with his anarchistic personality, rewrites the parameters of the AI to be as bad as possible, and it grows and scales overnight. And when he wakes up, it has become one of the most popular AIs in the world, attracting the attention of the world's most powerful oligarchs, at least here in America. We have Bezos, we have Musk, we have Zuckerberg, we have I guess Sam Altman, the others, you know, the big ones. Then we have our Act 2, where we get to have Bart essentially be the richest 10-year-old in Springfield. Everything that Bart wants, he can essentially get. Everything is Bartified. And then we see the other side of Act 2, which are the consequences of how Bart's wants are actually the very things that will ruin his good time. And then, of course, we have an Act 3, where we will formulate a plan to save Springfield, maybe fail, then gather the team, and then use the old ways of doing things, the analog ways of doing things, to fight the new ways of doing things, and then hopefully learn a lesson that they will forget by the next episode. And here we have we did a little log line work for one of our users, Naughty Dog, helping him sharpen the log line to his own text. So we're going to continue on in the vein of what scene are we most excited to write? Well, here, I'll go ahead and just minimize this real fast. Bring back the digital whiteboard. We have all of these beats. And I think about which one can I see the most clearly? And you know what? Sometimes it's fun to write out of order and see how the scenes mash together. You might find yourself creating some unexpectedly fun transitions where you didn't think you might have. Anywho, Still have a lot of Act 1 beats that we owe. We still haven't created the AI prank app, the pranking app. We still haven't seen Milhouse get distracted and try and woo Lisa through her sadness while Bart is allowed to finesse the AI to become Bartified. We don't see the AI scaling up overnight. It seems like an easy transition to commercial button for the series. And then we have like the new world beginning. By morning, Bart wakes up to tech investors knocking on his door, offering him money. They see they need a data center in Springfield. And then the oligarchs make an offer to Bart. Partner with us, and you'll be the richest 10-year-old in the world. Lisa warns Bart that deals like that are way too good to be true, and people will suffer, etc. And of course, when we get back from commercial, Bart will be in his luxury treehouse looking at his app sales. We'll see him buy off his parents. We built Bart's luxury treehouse in the last stream, and that was really fun. Lots of high-tech stuff, a wall of skateboards, Milhouse is there, vintage juices, which are just expired juices, nod to Fruitopia, and a water slide that goes straight into Flanders Pool, which is very, very Simpsons-y. And let's see here. Okay. So the question is, well, that was just Act 2. Act 2 is very fun and games, which should be, one, it's hard as a writer because this is the things that you promise the audience. And it's easy to kind of understand what you might owe the audience, but you have to do it in a way where you're not dilly-dallying. It has to be moving the plot forward at all times, and it needs to be exciting. That's why you often see montages in Act 2. They feel like sequences or montages for that very reason. Like, well, you came to the movie because you want to see what it's, because we promised you Bart Simpson is the richest 10-year-old in the world, and what does he do with it? But the truth is that while we play around, we still need to develop character, and we still need to raise stakes. So let's figure out a way to do that. Okay, I'm going to bring back the script. There it is. I'll move this over so it's not super distracting. And I'm going to honestly pick something maybe at random. Oh, that's right. Bart mooned everybody in his elevator. Okay. So here's what I'm seeing. The scene that we owe after this luxury treehouse bit is kind of the debate section. Should you not? where the family serves as like a Greek chorus, like the voice of reason, the questions that the audience has. What are you going to do with all this money? Couldn't you do something nice for your family? And then we get to see Bart's reasoning, Bart's character. Okay. So how about it needs to sound like Bart. Ken Brogman here with a special report. Local boy and tech mogul has officially become the richest 10-year-old in history. His revolutionary prank AI has made it easier for wait. I think later in Act 2 he buys the news station, right? It seems like maybe I'm gonna put a note to myself. Was it better if Bart has already purchased Channel 6 here? And I remember, like, I want the bit to serve the story and not the story to serve the bit. So I am willing to move this, but it would be a quicker way to kind of show the scale of Bart's wealth. Sure, he has a luxury treehouse, but it's another thing to own your own media. So he's on the scale of these oligarchs, kind of. Excuse me. And then excuse me, wow, that went down the wrong way. So I bought Ken Brogman here with a special report. A local boy in Tecmo became the richest boy in history. For good kids, too. Not good kids, but become menaces. Ooh. Surely this makes coolest kid to ever live. Despite having a father that eats his own boogers, something like that, something juvenile. I like we brainstormed some ideas for prank names that Ken Brockman would fall for. I need a scoop. It's at the top of that list. What's a prank that Ken would fall for? To learn that the hard way. Ken's headshot. And keep in mind, we can always keep revisiting Channel 6. Like, this can have its own 3 acts, right? Where maybe he doesn't own this here. Maybe I'm overstepping. He does own it, and then it returns back to the Springfield's local news. Let's see. I like the idea of this portrait of a killer, and then they show Ken Brockman's headshot. But it wouldn't be killer, right? It would be something even more sophomoric, because Bart's a 10-year-old. Here is a sketch. Springfield Police Department. And over the shoulder graphic, Ken Brockman. Appears. Not a graphic, but maybe you could just shorten this for OTS. And Brockman's headshot appears. Muttering. I hate this gem. And then click. Maybe we can get Homer and Marge to interrupt here. Homer off screen. Bart. And we have the family enter. Which we wrote down here. Bart turns off the TV. Homer, Marge, Gary, Maggie, and Lisa step off in the glass elevator. Cheek prints still on the pane. Something like that. Well, we already know that he's created the AI, and the family would have maybe seen him construct this clubhouse, I'm thinking. So it's more like Bart. One time. Something like that. Or you about hookers and confidence. Or, you know, we have some alts here. Any more? Kind of heard this one before. That's not new. Did I boogers anymore? Kind of heard. I've heard the one time. These are all kind of like first drafty jokes. Your news organization took my hooker eating out of context. And then just two things, two moments. There's just an off-screen Bart. Whoa, went crazy there. Bart. We don't need this. We'll just clean this up. Click. Bart turns off the TV, goes here. Into camera. Okay, boys. That's enough for today. And then we can see the camera crew turns off their equipment. And packs up. We also have this opportunity to maybe do something a little insular, where if he's watching the news and literally has a camera crew on him, he could be watching himself. Too much? Is that a hat on a hat? Writers group. Let me actually see who's kicking around in here today. Sue and Nova. Happy to have you lurk, friend. How was your day? Let's see. Seen to turn to see Homer, Marge carrying Maggie, and Lisa step off the glass elevator. Cheek print still in the pain. Your news organization took my book of reading out of context. Marge rolls her eyes. I'm not sure what context would help. Bart looks into the camera. Okay, boys, that's enough for today. The camera crew turns, packs up their equipment, and leaves. Now we have some beats here. I'm going to put this over into our whiteboard. Oh, and also, select everybody. Something very important has come to my attention. It is Sugar's dinner time. That's right. This is the time of day when she eats dinner. And I can hear her whining at me, whimpering at me. So while you guys continue to trickle in, I am going to leave you with a little be right back prompt. I think it'll be fun. What? Oh, I know I wanted to talk about what is best soundtrack. I think you'll like this. Okay. Everybody, it should take me only like a minute or two to feed this little hound doggy, and you can tell how patiently she's been waiting. So in the meantime, I'm gonna leave you with a fun little prompt to get the chat started, and I'll be right back. Okay. The dog is being fed. Okay. Well, thanks for holding on while important things happen. We are still writing our Simpsons spec script. Let me go ahead and get that back onto the page. Here we are. And we have the family confronting Bart. We had Homer say something. We had Marge say something. We have groaning. No, about all this attention. And money. Why don't you do something nice with it? Like buy your sister a new saxophone. Mom. Can't just do nice things. I'm known for being bad. It ruined my image. Lisa, I don't want anything to do with you or your blood money. Bart rolls his eyes. Usually Lisa ends up being right. What if we just listen to her early and see what happens? Early, ground you, and money for when you're old enough, when you're mature enough. Spend it wisely. And then also this is a question. Mookie, what's up? How's the paper? Busy night at the newspaper. Oh no, and some also, of course, you must know the tragic news of today. Dolly Parton has passed away. I'm sorry for anybody if you're hearing it from the first time on a live stream. Very, very sad. Of course, a country star, pop star, actor, and philanthropist. And what a huge breadth of work she had. And also, my goodness, how much good she did while she was here. Really a pillar of humanity. And a tragic loss for everyone. Oh, you're working on it now? That's awesome. Doing the Lord's work, Mook. Fantastic. Well, I'm glad you're doing it. It's nice to be able to trust somebody with this, and I trust Mookie. So let's write a Simpson script that nobody asked us for. I don't want anything to do with your blood money. Let's take a look at our beats. This is why they're here. Stock prices going up, news segment, spike in prank calls all over the city. We kind of missed that. I wonder if it's worth... Oh, well, we did a prank. Let's see. Maybe it's just... How about instead of the richest 10-year-old, maybe like the richest prankster in history? And also, I'm just looking at the word prankster. It has this stir on the end of it, which gives me Napster vibes. I wonder if this couldn't be a play on Napster somehow. Is that even still around? Oh my God! It's still around. It's an AI assistant and digital twin platform that formerly operated as a pioneering peer-to-peer music file sharing network and subscription streaming service. Now it has visible AI agents with voice, video, and memory. Wow. It just did a huge pivot. I kind of figured it might still be free reign because I just remember it kind of dying. Like, I can't believe it's still around. That's wild. Huh. Well, anywho, let's not get too distracted by this rabbit hole, which is really fun to go down, by the way. We're going to kind of muscle our way through these beats and then rewrite the bad draft. You can't edit a blank page. So let's move on to refuses the blood money associated with that. AI. Bart generates an AI of Bleeding Comes Murphy album to cause Lisa to storm off, declaring she'll raise money on her own using her own brain and ideas. Oh yeah, we have the Lisa's usually right about these things. Using wealth to buy Marge high-tech cleaning supplies. Okay. So, I mean, you're mature enough to spend it wisely. I think it would be really funny if Homer has this little moment of clarity only to be undercut by Bart giving him something wildly immature to distract him, right? It feels like that's the architecture of the joke. So, what does Bart... So the question is, what does Bart gift Homer that is wildly immature? And I would say, well, writers, can you pitch me some ideas? If you had an enormous amount of wealth, and you have Homer, who is ostensibly maybe the fattest and dumbest person on the planet, what do you get them? So part of me thinks like the world's only XXX XXL Snuggie. Let me see. What happens if I just Google world's most immature toys? Whoopee cushion. World's loudest or sophisticated whoopee cushion? And I don't even know what makes a whoopee cushion sophisticated. Like genuine leather, Gucci design, Italian hand stitched. Oh my goodness. Something like a designer whoopee cushion would be stupid. Robotic pet spider pig. You can kind of throw back to the Simpsons movie reference. Water guns. Maybe if like the water gun was beer related somehow. A super sudzer? The water gun for adults? Sudzer? The beer gun for adults. What else? Immature is like the fake poo. Childish things. Childish toys. What happens when I Google childish toy shop? That's crazy. Or what about like luxury toilet paper? There's something about going on this route of like a genuine leather Italian hand stitched whoopee cushion. That's funny, is like remixing something that is essentially like taking something banal and making it luxury. The Phoenix Flame, hello! Do I write the old way or use the AI? So everyone is on other chats. What do you mean other chats? I can tell you this. I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch. And if you are, let me see where you're at. Sorry. Oh, you're on YouTube. Okay, perfect. So you're avoiding ads. Fantastic. I guess you'd call it the old way, but we write for creative expression. And we're not trying to really let AI take the fun away from us in doing that. So, yeah, we are our AI. We are just I. We use our intelligence. Oh, I. But Barry, it's nice to have you here. I think you might be a first-time chatter, perhaps. Am I wrong? And the Phoenix Flame, are you a writer as well? Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for saying hello. Just to catch you guys up, we're writing a Simpsons spec script. What is a spec script? It means on speculation. It means we're writing it, and no one asked us to, and they probably don't want it. But this is a really fun way for anybody who is interested in feeling what it's like to be in a writer's room. Come in, pitch ideas, talk about scenes, pitch some dialogue. Make yourself a little less intimidated by the process. And we're using a platform of one of the longest running sitcoms, animation in the world. The Simpsons has been on for decades, since I was a kid. And most people are familiar with Bart and Lisa and Homer and Marge and Maggie and Mr. Burns and Springfield and Skinner and Mrs. Krabappel and Krusty the Clown. Like, most people have a general sense of who these characters are, what their voices are, and where they belong. So if you ever want to, just feel free to hop in where we are and pitch a line, pitch an idea. We've done a lot of work already. We have outlined an entire episode, all Act 1, Act 2, Part 1, Act 2, Part 2, and Act 3. You're kind of seeing me scroll through it in this digital whiteboard that is behind the script right now. We have all of our beats to our story, and I'll tell you what it's about, just in case you feel a lot lost still. But this is our log line. This is the thing that we come back to again and again whenever we need to remind ourselves what kind of story we are writing. And the log line of this is: Bart invents an anarchistic AI and becomes a multimillionaire, only to find himself fighting against the very data center that powers his wealth and must destroy it before it destroys Springfield. So there we are. There you have it. And I would even alter this. I think we started off with anarchistic, and as we discover our story, we're getting more and more specific. I think it's a prankster AI. Oops. Perfect. So there you have it. That is what we're doing. And for anybody who's interested, following along, glad to have you here. Let's move this over and make some more room for the chat here. There we go. And Sugar's back to check on us. Have we been writing? Sugar, you want to hang out? Hey, calm down. Everybody, this is my sweet Sugar. My name's Sid. She's a loud eater. Can you guys hear that? I can't hear anything else. All right. What we're trying to do is we're trying to undercut Homer's moment of maturity, moment of clarity. We all know that Lisa is usually right in the beginning of these episodes, and everybody kind of bemoans the fact that she is. Here, Homer finally has a little bit of clarity where he's like, well, maybe we should just listen to Lisa the first time, only to have the rug pulled out from under him by Bart, who will distract him with what the rich usually do, these nice little shiny objects. And so we're pitching ideas right now. And if you have ideas, I'd love to hear them. Some of the stuff that came out of my dome would be the world's only XXXXXL Snuggie, the world's loudest, or most sophisticated whoopee cushion. Then we had to ask ourselves, well, what makes a whoopee cushion sophisticated? Well, it could be made out of genuine leather, it has a Gucci design, or maybe it's like an Italian hand-stitched whoopee cushion. We looked up childish toys, immature toys, and there's these robotic dogs. And throwing back to Simpson's canon, we brainstormed the robotic pet spider pig, a super sudzer, which is a beer gun for adults, and to be even more specific, drunks. You have luxury toilet paper, which, what does that mean? Does that mean it's made out of silk? What are some like super rare textiles? No sugar. I just gave you something. Let's see. Lotus silk. Here's the problem is some of these they're so rare that I've actually never heard of them, and I wonder if they would be kind of lost on such a mainstream audience. So I'll just say expensive textiles. Back to mulberry silk, lotus silk, fiber of the gods, vicuña. Cashmere. I should have searched for luxury. Or rare animal skins. Could be something awful to make toilet paper out of, but remember, Bart's super rich and just throwing his money away. So like albino, crocodile, skin, toilet paper. Expensive animal skins. Luxury, I keep remembering. Shark skin. Luxury animal skins. Whoops, pardon me. Python, ostrich. The further I go down this rabbit hole, the more I don't like this. It's not really funny to use a rare animal, like a rare animal skin. Like, is it super cruel and probably what rich people actually do? Sure. But at the end of the day, we still need to like our characters. He's a prankster, but I don't know that he's that evil, and it might actually just kind of distract us from the goal of the bit. So other things that we can that are banal and make it luxury, but remember, we're applying it to Homer. So what is Homer like? Homer likes beer. Homer likes food. Donuts, specifically. He likes Marge. He likes what else does he like? Duff beer, maybe, specifically. He's really a very simple person, isn't he? Duff beer, Donuts, Marge, Krusty Burgers. I think he likes Krusty Burgers. I think I also remember him getting really obsessed with the McRib, the Springfield version of the McRib. Krusty Burgers. And he loves hating Flanders. If I had to distill it down to those top 5 things. Naughty Dog, a crown with beer holders in those straws. Perfect. A golden crown with beer holders plus straws. Love it. Love it. Well, like, how can you make donuts, Marge, Krusty Burgers, hating Flanders, luxury, and maybe they all don't work. Maybe they don't all work. But remember, we have to remember which character we're targeting here. And remember, Homer's kind of an easy target. I mean, just shy of like dangling some shiny keys in front of his face. He'll probably like just about anything that's free and in the theme of hedonistic tendencies. Honestly, we could do all food. I remember whenever Moe had turned Moe's Tavern into a family restaurant, he bought a giant fryer. And he was like, Homer, this thing can flash fry a buffalo in 60 seconds. And Homer was like, but I want it now. Like, so it could be buffalo wings. It could be ostrich meat. It could be, I don't know. Imported gourmet donuts with some fancy foreign name or from an exotic country Homer would have never heard of. Oh yeah, I like that, Naughty Dog. And it allows Homer a chance to be dumb. He thinks they're from Norwegia. Okay. Weege. Imported Norwegian donuts. From Norwich? I love that. That's very hard. Excuse me. Get out here. Causing havoc. My goodness, sugar. Just can't contain herself. And it allows us to have like one of those extra Homer jokes, which I really love because he's very, very light in the story. I know the Simpsons, we love Homer, but this is a very almost like Bart Lisa centric story, and that happens, and it's fine. Krusty Burgers. Or like maybe he has his own. Homer has his own Krusty Burger drive sit by window installed beside the couch. It wouldn't be drive through, it would be sit by. And he'd just keep ordering. Includes the loudspeaker and giant menu. And I could see him annoying Marge as they try to watch TV. and he's like, "What milkshake, please?" And like even maybe the teenage operator who's like jammed in a little box beside the couch, still sounds all garbled whenever he talks through the speakerphone. And I remember they did something with Duff, and they like put dots over the U and called it like diff or something like that. I don't want to like change Duff beer, but I like the delivery system. And what if like Marge had an AI filter? A la Meta glasses that filtered Marge's disappointment in Homer. All chastisements turn into compliments. Marge's face is filtered with a permanent smile. While it's not my favorite, it does serve the story in a way where it's like, why haven't the parents been getting more and more involved in Bart's life at this point? Well, something that we cut from Bart's narrative a little bit, or only really touched on, is that the AI is a glorified yes man, right? They're always encouraging and often don't always give you honest feedback. They hallucinate, but they're really designed to bring you back to using them. Sometimes at the cost of you getting what you want out of them. And so if Marge and Homer are kind of locked in this, oh, I like that, almost like an Alexa device, Naughty Dog. What was that? Change the channel, Marge. Did you want extra fries with that? No. Mishears Homer's conversation. Thinks it has an order. And I could also see where it would be very in Homer's character, Naughty Dog, to say something like, oh, change the channel, Marge, or whatever. The loudspeaker being like, did you order a chocolate milkshake? And Homer would say, I did not. But do you still want it? Yes. Like getting frustrated, but still taking whatever he accidentally orders because he's such a glutton. That would be fun. That would be a fun bit for Homer. I like that a lot. We're getting a lot of mileage out of this Krusty Burger. I don't see why we couldn't combine them. Because this is really about, because there's two themes that are pretty strong in this script so far. And one is obviously like AI, artificial intelligence, but there's a million bad things in the world. There's also underlying themes that motivate their actions, and it seems to be like consumerism and or greed, right? And so here we have like Homer turning a blind eye to the world with the AI glasses that filter Marge and block him from the reality of his life and marriage while consuming Krusty Burgers. Like, even if he were to wear these while consuming at the sit-down window next to the couch, every time Homer looks down, at his down on his belly with the AI glasses, he sees abs, like he has abs. Yeah, Mr. Ozzy Waldy. I moved and set up a new, well, setup. Allow myself to introduce myself. I love the Norwich joke, though. I don't see why we can't do, you know, if we're going to combine two, we might as well do a rule of three. If Bart tempts him with the donuts, imported Norwegian donuts, ooh, all the way from Norwich, Marge gives a grumble. Bart would go, and Dad, I also got you these cool AI glasses that filter reality to make it more like you were the hero in your own life. Ooh, hero, blah, blah, blah. Puts them on. We see Marge being like, Homer, I don't think that's a good idea. And then we see Marge through the POV of Homer's glasses. And maybe she's got like a push-up bra, and she's got like the rosy cheeks, AI filter, sepia tone. And she's saying, Homer, what a wonderful idea, right? Oh, thanks, Marge. And then then maybe the Krusty Burgers drive-through. Yeah, I don't know how to work that in, but we should. Wait a minute. If things are too good to be true, I don't know. Oh, you want fries with that at inappropriate times? That's a really good one too. I just like this bit a lot. Homer. Angry. Yes! New apartment. Mr. Ozzy Waldy, thank you for noticing. I appreciate you. How have you been? It's been a hot minute since you were in the chat. Streaming more often, too, if you ever are focusing on your own work. I have some cool focus streams, and started playing Disco Elysium, although I do need to take a little time to figure out the controls because they have not been cooperating with me. It wasn't very intuitive. You just kind of start the game without a lot of tutorial or anything. So I still blame myself, though. Not a strong player. Let's see. Let's keep going. Let's fill out this list. What are like glamorous ways to hate Flanders at like a high level? An elevated way to hate Flanders. I feel like the prankster AI would be good at this. This might be too cruel. holograms of Ned's dead wife, saying Homer is better. I don't know. Or a hologram of Jesus saying to be more like Homer. That'd be crazy. Bart buys everything Homer would need, but he still borrows Flanders' things. Mr. Oswaldy, right? I'm taking courses to prep for my future IT job. Very cool. Time zone constraints. I mean, that's okay. This is never mandatory. I just always appreciate when you're around and like having you here. So thanks for showing up when you can. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. And also, best of luck in your prep for your future IT job. That's fantastic. I'm sure everybody is going to ask you for help. What is an IT these days? I'll probably ask you for help. But I probably won't be able to afford you. Yep, not as... Okay. And then food in general, I don't know. Okay, so I like these three things the most. I feel like we've seen versions of this before, but I like things that scream luxury. So let's try and get Bart to... We'll show how Bart buys off Homer in 3 steps, but then we still have to take care of Marge, and Lisa doesn't get anything because she doesn't want the blood money, but we still need to get her out of the scene. Presses a button on his desk and vapor wisps out of a cold storage unit, revealing a box, revealing a, I don't know, golden inscribed box. And then let's see, what is the Norwegian word for donuts? I'm sure it's just donuts. But if it's something else, it would be really cool to put it here. Smoltringers, which literally translate to lard rings. Revealing a box inscribed with inscribed in gold. smolt ringer. Hands the box to Homer. These are famous. These are world famous donuts, known for their cake to lard ratios. Flown in from Norway. Oh, they're Norwegian. All the way from Norwich? I don't know how to describe the Does anybody have an idea? I've read Simpson scripts, but I'm just now realizing I'll just describe the moment. Takes a bite. His eyes roll back, and a guttural sound of satisfaction rumbles out of him. Not the best typer in the world, y'all. Marge snaps her fingers and brings Homer back to reality. Homer, don't get distracted by my luxuries. You're right, Mom. These AI glasses will keep it on track. Gives Homer a pair of AI glasses. Slides them on, and we reveal Homer's AI POV. The world is shinier. Marge, shinier. He looks down at his body. He is slimmer. He looks at Marge, who now has her hair pushed back and her chest pushed up. Homie. You're so smart. I love how you get distracted so easily. I just love how you get distracted so easily. And then we'll smash cut to and then we'll put Marge runs her finger over his muscular chest. Smash cut to interior Bard's luxury treehouse. Continuous. Marge is wagging her finger at Homer. Don't get distracted so easily. Why aren't you listening to me? Something like that, maybe? Ooh, hey, Meowfa. I just saw my little dancing dinosaur. Welcome to the stream. How have you been? I know you like to lurk. You don't have to say a whole sentence or anything. I'm just happy to have you here. As for, Mr. Ozzywaldy, as for the writing, completed my first chapter of the novel. One of 11. Of 11 novels you have planned? Or 11 chapters? And aside, would you be doing communities read? Or you read your viewers' work, let's say Tuesday or weekend? I don't know, Mr. Ozzywaldy. I don't really need, I'll be honest, I don't really need a lot of inspiration for my own work. I'm pretty driven, and I have a pretty solid outline and work ethic for my own work. However, what I will say is that I do enjoy sharing knowledge with other writers. So I would be willing to read maybe a chapter or the first 5 or 10 pages or a short story. But I have so much of my own work that I want to do that it's, I would say that it would be really hard to find the time to read the entirety of someone else's work that's not like in its final stages. That's, you know what I mean? There's just only so much time in a day. Like I just work 40 hours a week, and then I stream after that, and then on my 2 days off I just have a life, you know, like groceries and this sweet animal to play with and walk, and you know, loved ones to spend time with and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not opposed to it. I just don't know where I could fit it in, but I will continue to consider it. Let's see. The alpha, thank you. One of 11 chapters. Yeah, right. But like I said, I love other people's work and helping out and getting them exposure. So here's what I would say is, like, think about what you want to get out of me reading your work. You have to consider that for yourself. Like, I just want to hear it. I just want to hear what it sounds like out loud and see if I like it. Or I want somebody to read it and critique it and tell me what they find confusing, if they even like the story, if they find the characters relatable. Is it an interesting opening to a first chapter? Is my exposition too dense? Like I would start to say, like, if I'm going to read a section of it, which is what I can probably right here and now, that's probably like the most I could commit to, is like reading a first chapter or a first 5 pages or a first 10 pages. I'll just say, help me understand what you're looking for so I can use that time wisely. And so can the chat, because you have a real advantage here being part of the reading and writing community, because it's hard, one, to find anybody who reads your work, let alone a group of people who come together at the same time and would be willing to listen and offer advice and the like. And instead of like thinking about using this as like an audience, to use it as a focus group to better the work, and understand that we can do that incrementally, and that also beginnings are the hardest thing to write. It's where you're doing all of your setup and all of your exposition, and we're strangers to these characters, and we're strangers to the world, and we don't know why we're invested. And so if it were me, I would say, hey, would you be willing to read my first 5 pages, my first 10 pages, and tell me if you, by the end of this, do you want to keep going? Do you want to hear more of this story? Does this make you lean forward or make you lean back in your seat? Yeah. And let us help you that way. I think that would be fun, actually, to look at prose with a critical eye. Yeah, I think that would be cool. And we've done stuff like that before. Carrie Ann, author, is sometimes on here. She's, oh my goodness, an ocean away, so probably dead asleep right now, but we've read through her pitch decks, which are maybe like 8 to 10 pages, which are really good. We've read the opening like 10 to 15 pages of her screenplay, which moves really fast. I've read opening chapters of fan fiction as well. So yeah, it's definitely within the realm of possibility. I've definitely done it before. And something else that'll help me is make sure that you're sending me the material ahead of time in the Discord and in PDF format, so it's easy for me to open and read through on stream. And just in case, I will send you, I'll put the invite in the chat. Anybody can come, of course. I'll put it in the YouTube chat as well. But that is the link to the Discord. If you want to join, find the channel that best suits your work. And then whenever you think your work is ready, and that you have reached a point where you're like, I'm at the limit of my own intelligence when it comes to this kind of work, this chapter, this character work, these plot devices, and I really need other people's opinions, then we're going to come together for you. And 54, you're back. What's going on? How are you doing? So, I get distracted so easily. Why aren't you listening to me? So now we're seeing that the AI glasses are filtering Homer's reality. I wonder if, and hear me out here, if Marge's gift away from Homer couldn't be the sit-through window. Like if Marge is really, because what is we could do this with Marge, right? We have to understand the nature of her character before we know exactly what gift. What does Bart gift Marge? That, and we know that Homer's hungry, immature, dumb, and hedonistic. But Marge is usually the voice of reason. Let me see if anybody has a breakdown of Marge Simpson's character. Marge Simpson's personality breakdown. Kind-hearted, loving, voice of reason, ethical standard, reins in Homer's reckless behavior. That's interesting. Because the Krusty Burger sit-through window could be help Marge rein in Homer's behavior. Like if Homer is the consistent anarchy in her life, then to placate Homer's life with these AI glasses and a drive-through Krusty window and television and hedonism and lethargy. It kind of gets Homer out of her way, but it's not quite there, is it? Because for the voice of reason and having a high ethical standard, this doesn't completely jive with, is it jive or jibe? Whatever. With Marge's ethical adherence. So she's literal-minded and earnest. She struggles to detect sarcasm, taking remarks entirely at face value, which highlights her sincere and straightforward view of the world. Which is very kind of anti-AI, right? Because AI kind of tries to placate you a little bit. I want to start I want to start a spicy ice cream parlor. And it's like, well, it's not going to tell you, well, most people look to ice cream to be cool and refreshing. And spicy ice cream, while being interesting, is niche, and you shouldn't base an entire business on it. Might be a reasonable thing a person would say, but AI would go, that's great. Never heard of spicy ice cream before. You can mix buffalo ice cream and jalapeno habanero ice cream, and it's the perfect blend of things that of people who love pepper and something sweet. And while saying that, I'm like, well, that Venn diagram is very, very slim. It's not a huge market to saturate. So it could potentially steer you into a bad business idea because it wants to encourage you, right? So I can see Marge being being the opposite of AI in that way. She's a devoted caregiver. Makes caregiving easier. I could see Bart offering her, hating Flanders. Sorry, this was from Homer's. And see how we can get real messy in the script, by the way? We're still doing work, and we're still doing work in the script. And we can cut it all out. And just remember, this is a blank canvas. Don't be afraid to not be precious with your script. Let's see, hidden depths and complexity. While content as a homemaker, flashbacks and modern episodes reveal she has personal dreams, intelligence, and artistic or career capabilities that stretch far beyond the kitchen. Something that makes her ambitious, that allows her to follow her ambitions. See, the only problem I have with this is I don't know what the ambitions are specifically. We would need to get specific, and it needs to, and whatever we specifically choose for her ambition, if we go that route, needs to serve the story and tie to the theme. Quiet strength, far from a passive archetype, she fiercely defends her family and principles when pushed, proving resilient through various crises and eccentric career detours. Okay. Let's see. Oh. Hardly ever swears. I bring that up because, one, I saw it, but how AI filters life. Like if she were in a traffic jam and caused, I don't know, a fender bender, how nobody would like swear at her. I don't know. She loves her homie, you know. I wonder if Marge doesn't get the AI glasses to make Homer look a little more. What if, okay. Is everybody kind of jumping on this pivot with me? If Marge gets the AI glasses and then Homer seems smart and really interested in everything she has to say and interested in her ambitions, then we get to keep the AI glasses, and then we actually don't need AI glasses for Homer to get trapped in this cycle of overconsumption. Mr. Ozzy Waldy, hey, thanks so much for hanging out while you did. I appreciate you. And good luck with the IT studies and prep. And whenever you're done, come back and let us congratulate you on whatever certification or job you're going after. You're a smart person. I'm sure you'll get it. Or pass. I don't know exactly what your goals are. But I'll tell you what, over here, we believe in you. So best of luck to you. Thanks for hanging out. Let's see what happens if we give. Homer, don't get distracted by luxuries. You're right, Mom. Oof. How that happened. You're right, Mom. Don't worry, Mom. You too. These babies will make Dad easier to tolerate. Or gives Marge a pair of AI glasses. She slides them on and we reveal Marge's AI POV. The world is shinier, cleaner. When she looks I guess down at her body, she is I don't think she would sexualize herself. I could see I could see Homer doing that because he's basically a heathen. But whenever she looks at Homer, who now appears slimmer, less bald. And slimmer with more hair on his head. Marge, you're right. You're always right. You should always listen to you. Let's say we go back in the house and you tell me all about your ambitions, and then we'll do the smash cut to Homer is excitedly explaining or talking to Marge and drooling. And we'll put Marge. The boy has installed. The boy promised to install a sit-through window beside the couch. Is Think infinite crusty burgers. Marge and Homer exit the treehouse, leaving Lisa and Bart standing off. Can you stop? Okay. So we worked in, so this Snuggie gone. Interesting with the whoopee cushion. Maybe can live another day. Super Sudser. And by the way, that was my own idea. I didn't like it. Jesus. Luxury toilet paper. Duff Beer Marge. Alameda glasses. I like how we pivoted there. And then we'll see the Krusty Burger thing live in the second act. Okay, and then is caregiving easier? I like that this is self-serving. It inadvertently kind of reins in Homer's behavior. And then we get some of those ambitions. I think that takes it out. We never used food. Love hating Flanders. Holograms of cheese. I don't know. Use the meta glasses to filter life. We used the really fun joke about donuts from Norwich. And Duff Beer was kind of like a first, you know, we kind of seen it in other stuff, the beer helmet in like, you know, early 90s sitcoms, taking something banal and making it luxury. Was the luxury toilet paper and whoopee cushion. I don't really care about robotic spider pig. I don't mind maybe seeing a little bit more of these later, and we need to kind of fill this out. Okay. Ooh, let's see. What did we write today? We wrote what? 1.5. Like 2 pages. Or 2 pages. And it's 8 p.m. over here. What's the next beat? I'm trying to decide whether I want to put a pin in it and go meal prep for the rest of my week, which I should do. I should do that. Okay, let's see. Stock price going up, interrupted by a prank call. We have that beat. We just haven't fleshed out the prank call yet. Oh, no, we did. Glass elevator, refuses the blood money. Did it. Oh, this is where kind of like really hurts Lisa's feelings whenever Bart generates an AI Bleeding Gums Murphy album and causes Lisa to storm off, declaring she'll raise the money on her own, using her own brains and ideas. And I'm sure Bart will give a little. And got these. We bought the parents off of his. Got the parents off of his back. High-tech cleaning supplies. We did better. I think we did better. We basically blinded Marge's ethical standards with these meta glasses. Oh, I never gave Maggie a designer pacifier. I think it just might be, I don't know that it's that funny. I'd rather just move past it, I think. We've already taken care of everybody who could essentially change Bart's mind or punish him or whatever. Maggie's really not really a threat, and it would be a repeated beat. So giving permission to Homer to be lazy, conserve energy, Homer's going to do it to himself. Something that we realize in retrospect is that Homer does not need permission to be lazy. So let's cut these lines. Okay, so we have Bart generates an AI bleeding gums and morphine. What do you want? You know, even with all the money in the world, you'll never be able to buy a sense of decency. This needs to be more thematic. It's more than decency. I'm underlining this not because I want to have the actor reading it to accentuate it. I'm basically highlighting it in the script. Whoops. Because I want to find the right thematic word for the story. It's easily a first draft line is what I meant to say. We're just gonna have to come back to it. Not Homer. Bart. Bart generating a bleeding gums Murphy album. Don't besmirch. Don't besmirch him. saxophone, digital and stilted, plays over the loudspeakers. The speakers of the high-tech entertainment system. The tree houses. High-tech entertainment system. And then I think Lisa covers her ears, refusing to listen to. Lisa covers her ears. I refuse to listen to your AI slop. And go play your own saxophone. Oh, wait, you can't. Here, Lisa stands the ground and says, what do we say? She's going to, I'll raise the money to fix, I'll raise the money on my own. And I'll use my own brain and thoughts to do it. Lisa storms out of the treehouse. Bart, evil laugh. AI name. Oh yeah. What else should I buy? All right, and then we'll go into Bart's luxury. I say luxury. The El Barto skate park and the super yacht in Lake Springfield. Yeah, that'll be cool. So that'll give us some more world to build whenever we come back and do this next Tuesday. We'll be doing this a little bit at a time. Now remember, we have 18 pages here. Some of these are notes. Some of these are just outlines of beats that we owe. And a Simpsons episode, I think, it would air. It's technically a 30-minute episode, but they're really between 22 and 24 minutes long because of airing on cable and commercial breaks and stuff like that. So if you think about it, we have written, I don't know, a good fourth of this once you get rid of the notes and start turning the beats into actual scenes. This is going to fill up really, really fast, and we're going to have to make huge cuts and consolidate jokes to make this propulsive enough, fit in everything that we think serves the story while being funny and meets our page count. But other than that, y'all, I really enjoyed some of the suggestions today. Who did it? Was it Naughty Dog who came in with some of the Homer jokes? And I know Mookie, I know you're in the background, doing the good work for the newspaper. I know you got your big one-pager for Dolly. If you ever want to throw a link in the Discord to your paper MOOC, we're happy to support with clicks and views and You know, I always want to see the paper you put together. I think it'd be fun if you ever want to share that. But, you know, totally up to you. Okay, guys, we dug out another scene. We have a lot of character motivation. We answered a lot of audience questions, like where are the parents during all of this? Well, we've cleverly distracted them with luxury and an AI reality. We've taken care of Homer and Marge, and by proxy, Maggie. Okay, so let me see who else is streaming today. I know it was kind of a quick one. I'm trying to be more often, but for less hours is my goal, so I can still have a little bit of a life. But I appreciate you guys being here. Author Christie is still writing and reading, and she's fantastic. Let me see, what is she doing today? She is, according to her subject line, she is doing some live reading and some writing sprints. And looks like she is crushing it. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. So if you're a fan of Author Christie, I know I am, prepare to raid. And if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. If you like watching ad-free, be sure to jump over to the YouTube and follow there so you get notifications and you can watch ad-free as well. And let's go ahead and for everybody on Twitch, let's start this raid for Author Christie. We'll go hang out with her for a little bit and try and see you guys tomorrow, where I'll do a little bit more of writing sprints, writing focus, just trying to get some more of my own work done. And if I feel like decompressing, and hopefully I can get these controls under control. That's been happening a lot lately, those little turns of phrase. Disco Elysium, where we can just kind of chill and look at somebody else's work for a little bit while I decompress. Thanks for tuning in. Let's start this raid for Author Christie. Here is a little snack for our dear Sugar, who was so good today, even though she knocked over my water. And I'll see you next time. Guys, let's raid Author Christie. And also, save your work. That's your reminder. Save your work.